CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
I move that leave be given to introduce a bill entitled An Act Respecting the Adjustment of the Boundaries between the City of Barrie, the Township of Oro-Medonte, and the Township of Springwater, and that it now be read for the first time.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The city of Barrie is going to be growing as an 18-month land dispute appears to be coming to a close. Late this afternoon, the Ontario government now introduced legislation to expand the city's boundaries, the plan to open the door for thousands of new homes, jobs, and investments.
The Barrie-Oro-Medonte Springwater Boundary Adjustment Act 2025 provides a practical framework to realign local municipality boundaries so growth can be planned and delivered more effectively. This legislation ensures a smooth transition of services, bylaws, and planning processes and gives municipalities the tools they need to better support expected growth.
Okay, and joining us now in the CTV Barrie studio is the Mayor of Barrie, Alex Nuttall. What was your first reaction after the announcement today, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I'm extremely excited for the future of Barrie. When you think about the amount of people that live in this city that have to commute to Toronto, every single one that we can keep here, earning here, and then able to spend time with their family here, I think is a big step forward for our city. And so I'm incredibly thankful that the province has moved forward with legislation to adjust the boundary, to bring in those lands for jobs, and to really provide some stability for our region going forward.
Okay. Let's break down what all of this means. So we know that Barrie will be growing by nearly 1,700 hectares, just over 4,000 acres. The plan is to secure 8,000 more homes in the city. Goal is to create 23,000 more jobs. So overall, it does impact 2.3% of the land in Springwater Township, less than 1% of the land in Oro-Medonte. So now that the bill has been introduced, what are the next steps?
Yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done between the city of Barrie and our surrounding municipalities. We need to ensure that all of those that are on the tax roll for the other municipalities come into the city for January 1st or Royal Assent, and we make sure that we're going to have the roads cleaned and all of the things that you would expect inside of the city of Barrie. Beyond that, I think there's a lot of work to do to make sure that the appropriate zonings are in the places they're supposed to be, so we can get those jobs coming to market and we can go and attract those big manufacturers to the city. So all of that's going to play out, I think, over the next number of years. And finally, we need to work through the piece that wasn't included in the bill today, which is the compensation.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I understand that there has been framework laid out. Are you going to follow through with that?
Well, it was really interesting. In the legislation, the compensation wasn't included. And we had a great framework, something that I truly supported with Springwater Township, providing some servicing to them to be able to get some long-term care and some seniors residences in place, as well as some other residential at the top of Bayfield Street. We had also agreed to about $23 million. And so I wholeheartedly support that framework. I think Mayor Coughlin and Springwater came to the table and tried to get something that made a lot of sense for Springwater. It's unfortunate that the politics got in the way around that table, but I have a lot of respect for the work that Mayor Coughlin did to be able to get us to this point, and I fully intend on following through on the compensation there from the person who agreed. We didn't have full agreement from Oro-Medonte or from the County of Simcoe, which is unfortunate, and we'll see where that lands.
Obviously, this has been happening just in the last couple of hours. Have you had the chance to speak with the different mayors about this and what's going to happen? Yeah,
actually, when it was being put into legislation, they didn't tell us, but they brought everybody together to run through what the legislation entailed and really what the new boundaries would be, which was what was discussed on September the 16th when we had a full group meeting. And so there wasn't much change from that. What I think was a change was, had there been all four parties agreeing, coming to the table and proposing it together to the province, then compensation would have been delivered today. Unfortunately, there were holdouts, and that undermined the process.
So that being said, do you anticipate that the handover is going to be a smooth one, or there are going to be some hurdles there as well?
I think it's going to be smooth. You know, at the end of the day, all of us have incredible staff in all of these municipalities that will work very hard to ensure that provincial law is followed, and this is just that. It's legislation is turning into provincial law once it's given royal assent. event. And I just want to thank all of the folks inside Barrie City Hall and certainly the other city halls and town halls that put so many hours into this, because this is really 3 years in the making. And I truly believe that we need to have not just great housing for people in the city of Barrie and the surrounding area, but we need to have the jobs that come with that.
So you're saying 3 years in the making, but you've given a deadline of January 1st. So with a majority government, we might expect this to go into law, but is that a realistic time frame, January 1st?
Look, I think it is, as long as everyone's cooperating, in the sense that a lot of the information we already have because it's publicly available. I think there's some final pieces that need to be figured out. You know, where does each municipality provide the snow clearance and the road clearance and those types of things? Once we get that done, it's going to be pretty well, you know, the new norm.
Okay. This is going to be an ongoing conversation, no doubt. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on tonight.
We've been speaking with the Mayor of Barrie, Alex Nuttall. And it was also an eventful day for the County of Simcoe. Council has signed off on a new 10-year strategy to tackle affordable housing and homelessness, aiming to boost supply and close the region's growing affordability gap. Let's go now to CTV's Mike Lang. He's been following this story. Mike, can you break down what this means?
Well, Sarah, with the new housing strategy comes new housing targets that the county has set itself for the next 10 years. They're targets that the county is calling aggressive, but reachable. By the year 2035, the county committed itself to serving nearly 21,000 households, which includes the creation of just over 5,000 new housing units and subsidies, and closing affordability gaps for nearly 16,000 others. The strategy's three main focuses are increasing supply, supporting those who are already housed, and managing the system through its data tracking and partnerships.
We were actually told our goals were too aggressive last time at 2,685, and we achieved close to 3,700. So we surpassed that goal. And, you know, even though we have an ambitious plan in front of us, again, I got faith in our staff that we can even surpass the goal that we're heading for the next 10 years.
The strategy was part of a $1 billion budget that was approved today, which includes $114 million for community housing and $69 million for supporting housing and homelessness. Other investments in the budget include the extension of the runway of Lake Simcoe Regional Airport and other major road construction projects. And the budget also includes a 3.5% increase on the county portion of their municipal property taxes for 2026. Reporting live, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
A lot of movement there. Thanks for that, Mike. And after months of searching, a new home has been found for Orillia's warming center, keeping a critical service running just as temperatures prepare to drop. CTV's Rob Cooper brings us a look.
Some good news tonight for those in need to escape the cold during the winter season in Orillia. The city and county have selected a new location for its warming center, and for the first time, it will be open regardless of the temperature.
It's good because it works. We had the county tour it a couple weeks ago. They're actually in there this afternoon putting on the finishing touches and should have it up and running and open next week.
The new warming center will be located here at the former Orillia Power property on West Street. The location was required after the Orillia Community Church informed the city it would not be able to make its Colburn Street location available after it was told the county and city wanted to have the warming center open every day, regardless of the temperature.
That was really kind of just too much for us to be able to do. It just didn't fit with sort of where we were at as a church and the things that we're trying to do to be able to help our own city as well. So yeah, just the fit wasn't there anymore.
The site works for several reasons. For one, its close location to the downtown, but even more importantly, the building didn't require a lot of work to get ready for the season. The Lighthouse works with the county on operating the warming center.
Last year, the warming center was open 84 nights. We had about 1,600 visitors in that time, and we served over 300 unique individuals. That's a significant number of people that need support. So being able to do that every night is a really good thing.
Now, the new warming center here in Orillia should be good to go soon, likely sometime in December. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Orillia.
Traffic along Highway 400 southbound was brought to a crawl near Highway 89 in Cookstown this morning after an OPP vehicle was involved in a two-car crash. It happened just after 9 a.m., backing up traffic all the way to Innisfil Beach Road. The officer driving the cruiser was taken to hospital with minor injuries, but there's no word yet on the condition of the other driver. The cause of that crash remains under investigation. Nottawasaga OPP is on the lookout for 3 suspects and a blue Hyundai Elantra in connection with a suspicious early morning arson in New Tecumseth. Crews were called to a structure fire on Lawrence D. Pridham Avenue just before 4:30 a.m. and these images from surveillance video shows suspects arriving at the scene at 3:50 a.m. carrying 2 gas cans. A Barrie man accused of murdering his common-law spouse as police searched for the missing couple was back in court today. CTV's Mike Arcelidis reports on what we know so far about the case.
Accused of second-degree murder following the discovery of his common-law partner's remains, 46-year-old Tony, a.k.a. Vito Kimienti, appeared in a virtual Barrie courtroom, requesting disclosure from the Crown. Kimienti is the man police believe murdered his partner Sasha Charles in late October, according to court documents obtained by CTV News. Police said Kimienti was arrested about a week later in the Stouffville area, days after investigators appealed for the public's help finding Charles and Kimienti, along with this U-Haul Cube truck, which had been seen for months parked in front of Kimienti's home along McVeigh Drive in Barrie. The home under construction for the better part of the year, according to those who live in the neighborhood, where investigators spent several days collecting evidence and towing away a white Mercedes and dumpster from the driveway. Police have not revealed the circumstances of the alleged murder, including where and how the remains were discovered. Loved ones described Charles as a loving aunt, sister, daughter, and mother, saying her 2 children were her world. Kimienti has also been charged with possession of cocaine. He's been behind bars for 3 weeks as he tries to hire a lawyer. Kimienti is scheduled to make his next appearance by video from jail in Penetanguishene in a week's time. The allegations against him have not been tested in court. Mike Arcelidis, CTV News, Barrie.
More than $5.4 billion in cannabis tax revenue has been collected since the drug was legalized for recreational use here in Canada. The federal government received $1.2 billion, while $4.2 billion went to the provinces. Ontario received the most at $1.5 billion, followed by Alberta with just over $1 billion. Cannabis has been legal nationwide since 2018. A farmers' advocacy group says it will be lobbying the federal government for a guaranteed annual income. The National Farmers Union is urging Ottawa to launch a 10-year pilot program that would guarantee farmers an annual income of at least $50,000, increasing each year with inflation. The union's executive director says a guaranteed income would help stabilize farmers' finances. Members are also pushing for a cap on the profits of major grocery chains. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. Luke has us covered tonight. It was a lovely day, but it looks as though the winds are picking up out there, Luke.
Yeah, Sarah, the winds are picking up. It's getting a little bit rainy, so I have my trusted umbrella. Look at that. That's how you stay dry if you are heading out tonight for a slight walk. You're going to want to make sure you are bundled up. Make sure you have a little bit of heavy jacket. The wind's expected to pick up as well. So let's go and take our first look at weather. And we're going to start with watches and warnings. Yes, it is windy. We also have some snow squalls a little bit making their way in. By Thursday, we could see wind gusts of 70 to 80 kilometers an hour, which is why that special advisory is in place, mixed in with that snow squall warning. Now, first look at weather brought to you by Presler Injury. Lawyers call 1-800-JUSTICE. Taking a look outside in Barrie right now, about 6 degrees. The winds from the southeast, so a little bit of a warmer wind. That's why we're seeing these warmer temperatures, at least above average for now. Winds at 13 kilometers. You can expect that to pick up throughout the night. Here's a look at your temperatures around the region right now. 8 degrees in Parry Sound, 1 degree in Algonquin Park, 6 Gravenhurst, 7 in Orillia, 5 degrees in Collingwood, Alliston, as well as Newmarket, and 7 in Toronto. Here's a look at your radar satellite. The big picture, you can see the snow in northern Ontario, rain throughout the south. As we make our way throughout the week, you're going to be seeing this rain slowly turn to snow, so you'll be able to put that umbrella away and maybe get the shovel out. There's a look at that rain slowly turning to snow in some areas as you make your way into the evening hours tonight. So while you need the umbrella tonight, Sarah, the snow is on its way, so we'll be getting those shovels out fairly soon.
It looks as though you've put some practice into that umbrella.
Practice makes perfect, yes.
There it is. See you a little later in the show. Let's talk about the U.S. now, because the Trump administration announced today that foreign tourists visiting national parks will now face a new hefty surcharge. The U.S. Department of the Interior says that starting in the new year, foreign visitors will have to pay a $100 surcharge on top of regular fees at 11 of the most popular national parks. This includes iconic sites like the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone. Annual passes for non-residents will also jump to $250. America's 63 national parks drew nearly 332 million visitors last year. President Trump took part in an American Thanksgiving tradition, pardoning a pair of turkeys ahead of the national holiday.
Gobble, I just want to tell you this very important. You are hereby unconditionally partnered.
Couldn't have timed that any better. The turkeys Gobble and Waddle were saved today. Gobble appeared before the crows, and while Waddle stole the show at the White House press briefing room. It's part of an annual humorous tradition granting the birds clemency before American Thanksgiving on Thursday. Now, with American Thanksgiving comes Black Friday, but be wary as a new report finds some Canadians may be more vulnerable to scams this holiday season. An RBC poll shows 86% of people think they can spot a scam, but 25% admit that they've fallen for one. Many worry scams are becoming harder to detect, especially with AI tools like deep fakes. RBC advises shoppers this holiday season to be cautious of emails claiming that your account has been hacked or notifications about delayed packages asking for payment information. Now, on the topic of holiday spending, we asked you to weigh in on our poll, sharing what your preferred method is for holiday shopping. Well, according to the results, the majority will be making purchases online. Also interesting to highlight, 26% say they will not be buying gifts at all this year. Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre is reporting high patient volumes in its emergency department, leading to longer than usual wait times. At one point today, the hospital listed a wait time of 7.5 hours, with 24 patients waiting and 59 being treated. As urgent cases are being prioritized, less critical care may be delayed. RVH is asking patients with non-emergency issues to consider alternatives like walk-in clinics or the regional virtual urgent care clinic. Also at Queen's Park today, the Ford government tabled a sweeping justice bill, which includes tougher penalties for dangerous drivers and tighter bail rules. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more on what was put forward.
Every day is a nightmare.
The pain is still raw for Andrew Cristillo's younger brother, the father of 3 killed in a head-on crash this summer. The driver of the other vehicle was already on police radar for having hit the Premier's SUV back in January. A family's loss exposed a gap in the law.
The individual going over 200 kilometers an hour when he hit forward was back behind the wheel within 30 days. Had that not been the case, maybe my brother would be here today.
A gap the government's trying to close, making good on a promise to the Cristillo family.
Including a 90-day license suspension and a 7-day vehicle impoundment when police have reasons to believe someone was driving dangerously.
Today, we're done gambling, and we're going to start seeing some real consequences.
The government's considering forcing impaired drivers who kill parents to pay child support, increasing fines for careless driving, and a lifetime ban for those convicted of dangerous driving causing death.
It's a bit rich coming from a government who just removed the ability of municipalities to have speed cameras in place, which all the evidence shows has been the most effective policy at reducing speeds on our streets and helping save lives.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles has asked the province's Integrity Commissioner to investigate the Labour Minister over the Skills Development Fund.
It looks like the minister will not come clean. I have been asking him questions every day for now almost 6 weeks since the legislature came back, and he refuses to answer. In fact, he's kind of throwing around all kinds of excuses. He's blaming everybody and not taking any responsibility. And we will get answers. We will get answers one way or another.
Styles claims Labour Minister David Piccini breached ethics laws in handling money from the multi-billion-dollar fund, alleging some recipients got preferential treatment. Piccini has been urged to resign after Ontario's Auditor General found his office funded lower-scoring applicants against official advice. His spokesperson says he will fully cooperate with the Integrity Commissioner. And a major setback today for Canadian swimmer Penny Oleksiak. The International Testing Agency has banned her from competition for 2 years for violating anti-doping rules. CTV's John Benavali-Rao has more.
To be clear, there is no doping evidence here, but Oleksiak has been banned for failing to properly let anti-doping officials know of her whereabouts on 3 different occasions. Now, Oleksiak is, of course, one of the country's most decorated female Olympians. She is a 7-time Olympic gold medalist and 9-time World Championship medalist. Under anti-doping rules, athletes must notify authorities of their whereabouts and be available for testing. But the International Testing Agency says 3 times she failed to provide that information. Now, Oleksiak had earlier this year accepted a voluntary suspension. The International Testing Agency says she didn't contest the anti-doping rule violation and has agreed with the consequences. A 2-year sanction, meaning she can't compete until July of 2027. Now, back in July of this year, in an Instagram post, Oleksiak said, "I want to emphasize that this whereabouts case does not involve any banned substance. It's about whether I updated my information correctly. I am and always have been a clean athlete."
It's reality. It's rules. They take the rules of anti-doping very, very seriously. And, whether it's a mistake or not a mistake, however you want to look at it, it's unfortunate for Penny, but at the same time, it's the rules, and we abide by those.
Oleksiak's suspension does end a year before the next Summer Olympics, but being unable to compete for 2 years will make it much more difficult to come back to the sport. John Benavali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Still to come, serving more neighbors than ever. How the newly upgraded Meals for Change kitchen is helping the Sharing Place Food Centre feed those in need across our community. Plus, a royal adventure just in time for the holidays. Why the Princess and the Handmaiden stage is stealing hearts. You're watching CTV Newsberry. First up, as we look around the region, today a ribbon was cut in Orillia, officially opening the doors to a newly enhanced Meals for Change kitchen. City councillors and community leaders were on site to celebrate the milestone. A new oven, soup kettle, and expanded cold storage space are now in place, meaning ingredients can be kept fresh for more meals to be prepared and more people to be fed.
We're very fortunate. We've been able to receive a significant size contribution from Metro, over $250,000 that's going to be going into our community, which means more individuals are accessing our services, and the ability to get Metro and Feed Ontario to support our organization to be able to step up and be there for the individuals that are really struggling right now is amazing.
It's about creating shared spaces where people can come together, cook, those that need to be fed can be fed. It's also places where hopefully we can help fight isolation as well as food insecurity.
The Meals for Change Community Kitchen, located at the Sharing Place Food Centre, prepares healthy, ready-to-eat meals to support those who are food insecure. It's being called the must-see family theatre show of the holiday season. The Princess and the Handmaiden is a fantastical adventure that sends a royal princess beyond the castle walls on a secret mission. And of course, she brings her best friend, the ever-loyal handmaiden. Together, they discover lessons in love, persistence, and even run into a herd of fast-talking sheep that just might steal the show.
There's moments of great humor, and then there's moments of, I hope, what will develop into a poignancy and a sense of of joy at 3 young people who are growing up and learning about life and about forgiveness.
The show is on stage at the South Simcoe Theatre in Cookstown until December 7th. There are so many cats and kittens waiting to be chosen here in Simcoe County, from tiny fluff balls to calm older companions. Now, if you are looking to adopt one, this event is for you.
Coming out. Come here, baby. Oh, there's a girl. There she is.
Furry Friends Adoption Week is officially underway at PetSmart's South Barrie location. After seeing more than 5 kitties already find homes, the spotlight now shines on Lemon and Zest, a bonded pair hoping to find their forever home together.
We provide care and rehoming to cats and kittens in the Barrie community. So our focus is to make sure that we are rescuing them and rehoming them into the best home that fits their needs and their style. Many cats that come to us come from situations where their owners can't take care of them anymore, unfortunately. So we do our best to make sure that their veterinary bills and expenses are covered for, and we do that through our fundraising programs.
Adoption Week continues through Saturday into Sunday, and at the same time, Furry Friends is also running its online 50-50 campaign to help raise funds for the veterinary care needed to save and support its cats and kittens. A proud moment for a family that has helped shape local tradition for generations. The Doug Drysdale Jr. family has been honored with the 2025 White Pine Award from the Huronia Woodland Owners Association. They are now the 45th to receive this recognition for outstanding forest stewardship, and their grandfather, Reg Drysdale, won the same award back in 1982. The Drysdales have operated Christmas tree farms here in Simcoe County since 1945, pioneering the Cut Your Own experience. Barrie and District Christmas Cheer is marking 51 years of supporting local families with its 2025 campaign. Now this year, with inflation driving more families to seek help, the organization expects to support 2,000 families and over 5,500 individuals. Today, an application assistance center opened at Kozlov Mall and will return on December 4th, 10th and 13th to help families apply for support. You can also stop by to donate food, toys, and funds to help fill hampers before they're distributed on December 16th. Now, there are a lot of local events happening, so if you would like to revisit any of the details along with following Christmas Cheer, that can be done on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan that QR code on your screen. Still to come, our Toy Mountain continues to grow, including a donation, several, from a company founded by a father who wanted to help his child learn to read, so he changed the game. First, though, let's check in with Luke in the garden.
Well, Sarah, we're holding the umbrella right now, but pretty soon you're going to want to be trading in this umbrella for a shovel. We'll tell you when you can expect some snow making its way to the region. But first, let's go and take a look at our weather watcher, Alessio, taking a nice picture, putting some Christmas lights up. We're getting closer to that winter season, as well as Santa. Thank you so much for that picture. Stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture This, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Definitely one of my favorite pastimes. Thank you to everyone who sent in those photos of how you're embracing the chilly weather. Hot chocolate, baked goods, outdoor skating. It'll be here before you know it. Picture this at ctv.ca. Let's head outside. Luke, today is November 25th. It also happens to be National Blasé Day, which I think is pretty appropriate because this weather that we're transitioning into, quite blasé.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, Sarah. It's raining outside right now. We're going to be seeing the rain slowly turn to snow as we make our way throughout the week here. A little bit of a warm temperature in there as well. So let's go right into that main weather for tonight. And as you can see, temperatures around the region right now, yeah, it doesn't feel like the end of November out there just yet. You're seeing 6 degrees in Barrie as well as Gravenhurst, 8 in Parry Sound, 7 in Orillia and Owen Sound, 5 Alliston as well as Newmarket, and 7 in Toronto. Taking a look at the almanac for today. Well, we did reach a high of around 8 degrees. So yeah, like I said, not really end of November-like temperatures, if you're asking me. How about that record set in 2016 at 20.5 degrees? I'm sure we could all be going for that 20-degree short weather. Right now, minus 21.1 was your historic low set all the way back in 1956. And the days, they're getting a little bit more shorter out there. Just about 9 hours of daylight throughout today. Taking a look at the forecast, here's the radar for, you're seeing that rain slowly make its way further north. It's going to be turning to snow the further north it goes. Tomorrow you can see chances of rain as well, with a nice healthy mix of some snow in there. Nice cloud cover as well. We won't be seeing a break about that. Here's your forecast for tonight. You are seeing some temperatures of around 6 degrees, kind of right through the region. Chances of rain throughout, like we talked about, a weather warning for wind overnight and into tomorrow morning. You could see some gusty conditions out there, upwards of 70 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, back to those double digits throughout the region. Chance of rain, though, in the morning before you do see some more mainly cloudy conditions, 9 degrees in Owen Sound. Further south you go, tonight 6 degrees, Bradford, Georgina, as well as Orangeville, Newmarket, a degree warmer in Richmond Hill. You're seeing those chances of showers kind of right through the night. Tomorrow, a high of 11, and like we said, chances of rain tomorrow morning. Could just see mainly cloudy conditions the later you get into the evening hours. Further north you go, a nice warm night as well. 6 degrees in Bracebridge as well as Gravenhurst, 4 in Halliburton and Huntsville, 5 degrees in Parry Sound. You're seeing the chance of rain continue right into tomorrow morning with highs of 10 as well. So really double digits right through the region. Chance of rain remains 9 degrees tomorrow in Huntsville. Now it's time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day forecast. Yes, we could see those double digits tomorrow, but we've been talking about that snow, Sarah. 0 degrees on Thursday in Simcoe County. You're seeing -2, so below 0 we go for the next few days. And you're seeing that nice low of -7 as well. We are under a snow squall watch, so we are paying attention to that. You could see more than just a few centimeters of snow making your way throughout the region. Meanwhile, York region, yes, the rain continues tomorrow, but once those winds start coming from the north, we'll start to see a cool down make its way right through the area and into the weekend. You could see chances of flurries right from Thursday into Saturday afternoon, a brief break on Sunday as well. You can see those mainly cloudy conditions and a high of around 1 and a low of -7. Now, Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, 10 degrees tomorrow, but yes, it does get cool. You're almost seeing a nice 20-degree turnaround there on Friday night compared to tomorrow. You are seeing -10 on Friday, cloudy conditions on Saturday before Sunday, 1 degree and snow. Now, Sarah, we've been talking about it. It's raining right now. We're seeing the rain, but as you can do, Sully, send it over to me. You're going to need this. You will need this quite soon as we make away with those chances of flurries.
These choreographed moments, Luke.
Thank
Jeez,
you.
you're really setting the bar high when Case comes back.
Trying our best.
Thanks for that. Okay, as we continue, CTV Barrie's Toy Mountain, of course, the need is greater than ever. We're trying to make the holidays a little brighter for more than 3,000 children and youth with Simcoe Muskoka Family Connections. Now, of course, we're getting some help this year from toy companies. Luke has a look at some of the donations from Leapfrog.
Tonight in the Access Storage Toy Shop, we're diving into the magical adventures that you can bring to life with Leapfrog. And it all starts with the Magic Adventures Telescope. Explore out-of-the-world discoveries with this real telescope and a video screen for easy viewing. Young astronomers can focus on the moon at night or nature during the day. See something you like? You can save it. You're also able to travel to different locations in our solar system and learn all about what surrounds Earth. How about some interactive toys? Leap, Move, Learning with Motion. Children are able to run, kick, and jump through games and adventures where you are the controller. It includes 25 games, and the best part? Plug and play. Jump right into the action. Speaking of jumping right into the action, rock out with this karaoke machine. Dance to songs about numbers, animals, and more. Sing along while adding some flair with the voice effects style. Dive in and play with Gabby's Dollhouse. This compact version includes 4 games that help build math, memory, and problem-solving skills, easy to bring anywhere you go. How about a good bedtime story? Follow along or read 10 different tales like Jack and the Beanstalk, Goldilocks, and Stone Soup. You can also interact with the stories and focus on vowels and word building. It's a library for reading, best for kids age 3 to 7. Now all of these awesome toys are going to help us build that toy mountain. In the Access Storage Toy Shop, I'm Luke Simard.
And you, of course, can help build that toy mountain too. Drop off a new unwrapped toy or gift card to CTV. 33 Beacon Road is where you can find us here in Barrie. Place the toy in the toy box at the front door. If you can't make it in person, you can donate online, ctvbarrie.ca, and that click will turn into toys for local children. Still to come here on CTV, a senior is being accused of claiming a $1 million jackpot instead of splitting the winnings with a group. We'll explain, plus we'll recap tonight's top stories. Stay with us, that's next.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we are giving away $200 gift cards to Shoppers Drug Mart.
And tickets to see Strangelove, the Depeche Mode experience.
So tune in weekdays from 5:30 to 10 o'clock on Bounce 104.1.
Recapping our top stories, Barrie is growing. The Ontario government introduced legislation today to expand the city's boundaries, adding more than 4,000 acres to the city. The goal is to pave the way for 8,000 new homes and create 23,000 more job opportunities. The city of Orillia and the county have chosen a new location for a warming center, and it will be open regardless of the temperature. It will be located at the former Orillia Power property on West Street. The Orillia Community Church couldn't commit to keeping the doors open consistently. County of Simcoe Council has signed off on a new 10-year strategy committing itself to serving nearly 21,000 households. That includes the creation of just over 5,000 new housing units and subsidies and closing affordability gaps for nearly 16,000 others. With tensions between Canada and the U.S. remaining high, many snowbirds are not making the trip south this winter. CTV's John Venevali-Rao has more on the fractured relationship and the American politicians urging Canadians to come stateside.
At Toronto's Pearson Airport, this is typically a busy week for U.S. travel, with American Thanksgiving on Thursday. But this year, the lines may not be as long as usual.
I try my best not to go to the States right now. The whole country's in a conflict.
I am not going to the U.S. at all.
Many travelers continuing to boycott travel stateside since relations with our neighbors remain strained. Something brought up by several American senators from border states over the weekend as they attended an international security conference in Halifax. Some calling Trump's tariffs a mistake, noting not only the economic damage, but how Canadians are responding personally.
But the deeper problem is the cultural break. The idea that Canadians now don't think of Americans as their friends and their neighbors, but as an adversary.
We're your friends, and we're going to do everything we can to put things back to the wonderful relationship that we've always had with Canada.
The troubled state of that relationship reflected in the latest travel data, showing in October return trips by car from the U.S. were down 30% compared to a year ago, and by air they fell 24%. We caught up with Brian Ireland as he headed off on a holiday to Cuba. He says this year he didn't even consider going to Florida.
Not at all. Not at all. We just try to stay clear there right now. We're not involved in the politics, and we're happy to be a Canadian.
A recent poll found 70% said they'd feel uncomfortable traveling to the U.S. this winter. 65% said they were concerned about new border requirements for long-term visitors, including fingerprinting. Still, some of those U.S. senators remain optimistic the damage to relations can eventually be repaired, with one of them, an independent, simply calling the tariffs ridiculous. John Venevali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Many are bracing for deep hits to their wallets now that holiday shopping is officially ramping up. According to a report from Equifax, credit card balances are expected to peak in December, with missed payments already on the rise. Approximately 1.45 million Canadian consumers missed a credit payment in the last financial quarter, with delinquencies up among younger consumers. Canada's main stock index moved up again today, keeping the market near record levels as investors reacted to hints of a U.S. Federal Reserve rate cut in December. Let's see where the numbers landed. The TSX was up 296 points, the Dow was up 664, and the Nasdaq was up 153. And commodities, oil was down, closing at $57.95 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,177 an ounce, and our dollar was up, ending the day at 70.90 cents U.S. A 70-year-old Ontario man said he had won a $1 million jackpot, but as CTV's Adrian Gabriel reports, investigators are now looking into disputes over who really has a share in the prize.
The sweet sound of one lotto win may have turned into a multi-million-dollar scheme.
Winner, Gagnon.
A joint investigation by the Ontario Provincial Police and the province's Lottery and Gaming Corporation have led to charges that allege that this man, 70-year-old Alex Perucha from Toronto, falsely claimed a $1 million lotto win as his own when he should have split the winnings with two others.
At Lotto Max, you have a 1 in 33 million chance of winning.
In a news release touting the $1 million payday this summer, Perucha is quoted as saying, "I won a free play, so I went to the store to claim it." The next day, he reviewed his numbers and says, "I double-checked my ticket and counted the zeros. When I realized it was a $1 million prize, I was overwhelmed." The winning Lotto Max free play ticket with Encore, purchased here at this Toronto corner store, was claimed on July 2nd, 2025, and was paid out by the OLG.
When you go into the lottery office in Ontario, you're asked specifically, are you a member of a group? And if you say, no, I'm not, and then you sign that form, that's a false statement because it's a sworn statement.
The senior citizen has been charged with theft over $5,000 and fraud over $5,000.
The maximum penalty is 14 years in jail. Pretty serious stuff.
An email from the 70-year-old's lawyer in part states that Mr. Perucha categorically denies all allegations and charges related to the lottery ticket and maintains he has done nothing wrong, going on to claim the dispute involves complex facts that will be addressed through the proper legal process. Though if he's found guilty, his share of the winnings could go up in smoke.
There may be a question about whether he's entitled to any of the money.
If you're purchasing lotto tickets with friends and family, there are group forms that you can use. Mr. Perucha will plead his case in court on January 8th. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Coming up, the Toronto Raptors are firing on all cylinders. Highlights from their 8th straight win and a look ahead to tomorrow's game where they hope to keep the streak alive. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Time now to take a look at your Tuesday night primetime lineup. Our CTV2 movie is Candy Cane Lane, and it starts at 8, followed by Corner Gas at 10:30 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. The Toronto Raptors are trending online after extending their winning streak last night.
Fourth quarter, Mitchell. There you go. There you go quickly. Great anticipation. Ingram weaving his way along the sideline. Up top, Scotty B.
The team beat the Cleveland Cavaliers to secure their 8th straight win. Brandon Ingram led the way with 37 points. This marks a milestone for the Raps, who have not hit an 8-game winning streak since 2022. They play again tomorrow at home against the Indiana Pacers in the group stage of the NBA Cup. Meanwhile, the struggling Maple Leafs are gearing up for a lengthy road trip. The team hit the ice at Ford Performance Center today for practice as they prepare to play their next 5 games away from home. Toronto has lost 2 straight and 7 of their last 8 games, placing them at the bottom of their division. They will look to turn things around tomorrow when they face off against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And a group of rock legends are making their way to Canada next year. That's an oldie. Guns N' Roses has announced dates for their 2026 World Tour, which includes 3 Canadian stops, Toronto, Vancouver, and Edmonton. The last time they were on stage together was back in 2023. Speaking of rocking out, Luke, I've been told on good authority that you are enjoying yourself far too much out there, even singing in the rain?
Yeah, singing in the rain. We're having fun out here, Sarah.
What were you singing?
Oh, I can't tell you that. Tate McRae. Tate McRae all day.
Tate McRae. Well, you have to have the
fan.
dance moves to go with it.
No,
Are you that flexible?
No, good luck. You'll never get the dance moves out of me. Never.
I think we'll keep that for off camera. Let's focus on the get up and go, shall we?
Yes, Sarah, I agree with that 100%. Let's get up and go for tomorrow. Well, we're seeing some rain tonight. Could see a chance of rain tomorrow in Barrie, Newmarket, as well as Gravenhurst. You're seeing highs of 8 degrees as well as 9. Have a good night, Sarah.
Thanks a lot, Luke, and thanks to everyone at home for joining us for this hour. I'm Sarah Freemark, and Mike Lang will wrap things up tonight at 11. Take care.